Okay, now we're going to take a look at how to add boxes onto boxes, both on the sides, on the top, on the bottom, etc. So just like we have started before, we're actually going to start with a single line. You want the line to be parallel to one of your edges. So I'm going to start with a single line. Now, the difference with this is that we want our box to be protruding, coming out of the existing box. And so what's going to happen is the top and the bottom of this line are actually going to come forward, just like this. I will then take my ruler, slide it over so that it is parallel to my beginning line. Draw a straight line up and down. Now, before it gets a little confusing, what I want to do is erase my line that is going through this box. Now, I could have actually left it like that, and that almost looks like an open door. That works too. Now, essentially what I have just made is this side of the box. And this line right here would be the corner of my, my protruding box. So from this point, the top and the bottom of this line are going to go back to my other side vanishing point. I decide how long I want my box to go. And then I will again take my ruler, slide it, keeping it parallel to that beginning line, and then draw an ending line right here. Again, before I get too much further, I'm actually going to erase the line that is showing through here. There we go. And that extra little bit right there. Now, the top of this line and the top of this line are actually going to go to the opposite sides, just like these do. So I'll draw this one a little bit back. Remember, as long as my ruler is connected to the vanishing point in the corner, I don't actually have to draw the whole line. I just have to know that the line, that the ruler is connected, and that way it's drawn correctly in perspective. So this would be a box protruding forward. What if we have a box on this side? Well, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to start off with a line like this. Because it's on this side and it's coming out of the left-hand side, then my line is going to protrude forward like this. The top and the bottom both come forward like that. Take my ruler, slide it back. I decide how long I want that line to be, which I think I want it to be about this long. Okay. Erase that, erase that. The top and the bottom of this go back to the other side vanishing point. Okay, decide how long I want that box to be. Keeping my ending line parallel to my beginning line. Erase that extra little bit, and then this corner is going to go back to the other side vanishing point. Like that. And then I have one other one. This is going to go back over here. Okay, and then erase your extra lines. Just like that. Okay, what if we wanted to add a box to the top of our box right here. I'm going to draw 2 boxes. I'm going to do one that stays below the horizon line, and then I'm going to do another one back here that goes above the horizon line. So I'm going to place this one down here. It's going to be kind of a small one. Again, I start with a line, and I would draw, because it's on top of this one, I'm just going to draw it regular. It just has to do with the placement of where it is. Draw this coming through it. This is going to be like a really narrow one. Take my ruler, slide it back, keeping it parallel. Draw that there. Erase my line going through. Top of it back here is going to come to the right side. Top of this side is going to go to the left side. Just like that. Okay, so I've got a nice small little box. Okay, remember that anything that's below my horizon line, I'm going to see the top and 2 sides. If I'm overlapping the horizon line, like this one will, then I'm only going to see the 2 sides of the box. This one a little. Okay, now we're going to add a box that is protruding above my horizon line, coming from the top of this corner over here. Now, what I want you to look at is what is happening with this box right here, because basically this is going to be put right here. So what happens is, because I'm above my horizon line, I'm going to see 2 sides and a bottom. So I'm going to start with a line like this, but now what's going to happen is I'm actually going to be going upwards like this. Okay, and it's going to look a little strange to begin with. Okay. Erase that right there. Okay. Now, this is the side. Basically, the line that I've drawn right here is the line right here. So I'm going to bring it up. So I've got my corner. This is the corner. I'm going to erase the box that is going through right here. Now, what happens here when I've got to the corner of my box is now it's going to end up going back to my other side vanishing points. So I'm going to keep this a little bit small. Okay. And then I'm going to end it with a parallel line. Erase that line right there. Now we're going to come back over here and we have to put in the bottom 2 lines. So this is going to go back to the left side vanishing point. And this is going to go back to the right side vanishing point. Just like this. Okay. Now let's do one on this side. Okay. So again, I'm going to start with a line. I'll do this one a little bit lower. I'm going to start with a line, I'm going to go back from my left hand vanishing point, because basically what I'm doing right now is I'm drawing this line right here. So we're going to see the side protruding out. Just like that. Take my ruler, bring it this way. Okay, now I'm getting really close to my horizon line. What happens with the amount of space that you see at the bottom of the horizon, or the bottom of the box, is that as it gets closer to the horizon line, you see less and less and less of that bottom. So we will see some, but it's not going to be a whole bunch. Okay. Take my ruler, slide it over. Let's erase these lines right here. Sometimes they get a little confusing. That's why I like to go ahead and erase as I'm going. This side is going to go back this way. This is going to go back to my other side like this. Okay. So also it depends on how long my box is. Also depends on the viewpoint that you see right there. Okay. All right. Now, if I wanted to add a box on top of this, it would just be very simple. It would just be starting with a line. And because we can't see the bottom of this, it's actually hidden by this existing box right here. We're only going to see the top of it. So it's actually super easy to draw. You just draw a line back like that. Remember that this is the corner of the box. And we draw another line back going to the other horizon line. I'm going to make this one a little bit longer. Keep that parallel. Draw that straight up and down. Okay. Now let's move on to this one. If we want to add openings to the side of this, it's basically going to be what we did right here. Okay, so let's just do one. Now I'm going to do one where my edge actually starts right up at the top like this. Okay, my lines are protruding towards the left, and so I'll do this one kind of a long one. Keep that parallel. Like that. Erase that line. Erase this extra point. Okay. This is the corner of my box. So this is going to come down like this. The back of it is going to connect back to this other side vanishing point. This is going to come to this one. To go back in. There we go. All right. Adding an opening onto the top of this would be just like doing that one, but I want to show you adding another one onto the bottom of this. Okay, so if I am going to add a box to the bottom of this floating one, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to decide where I want that box to start. Draw a little line here. This is going to be the corner of my box. I'm going to do this one fairly small. So the top and the bottom go back like this. End it with a parallel line. The top and bottom go back this direction. I'll do these a little bit longer. Okay, now this is just going to be a really skinny little line down here because I'm getting really close to my horizon line, and so the amount of space that I can see below here gets less and less and less as I get closer to my horizon line. Same with the top. There's more space showing the further we are apart from the horizon line. As we get closer up to the top, it gets smaller and smaller and smaller as well. All right, let's practice one on this side, and then it'll be time for you to do some more practice on your own. All right, so I am going to start. I'm going to do this one just in the middle. Okay, now remember, opposite of this, it's going to protrude off to the right, and we have to see the bottom of it, so we're putting in this very far side line first. I'll put in a long box. Let's see. Let's do this long, like this. And now there we go. And I'll erase my extra lines right there.